Alrighty, I've really been wanting to watch this Gabby Petito Netflix special. I didn't realize, I guess it's 3 episodes, so I thought, what if we watched it together? I can do a lot of interrupting, a lot of commentary while we're sitting here in this beautiful cold weather, and my MacBook is all the way back there to try and help this video get up and make it on YouTube. We will see how this works, but I want to discuss it with you. I've been waiting for it for so long. Let's see what happens. Thank God I've got long arms, huh? It starts August 12th, 2021.
Domestic dispute, Florida license plate, white van. What were they doing?
So this is the Moab incident.
The girl. He was slapping her? Yes, and they drove off.
We've seen this body cam.
Showing some obscure driving, possibly intoxicated. Currently doing 45 miles an hour. Zone through here is 25. Oh,
I remember this.
Subject just hit the curb.
Yep. A lot of people were blaming the Moab police for not, you know, knowing better.
Go ahead and turn it off for me. Turn off your engine. Go ahead and set your keys on the dashboard. All right. What's your guys' names?
Gabby.
Gabby, Brian. Okay.
Gabby and Brian.
I'm sorry, we've just been fighting this morning. Some personal issues.
Gabby's crying.
We were camping yesterday and camping got stuff, supplies and stuff. I'm sorry I hit the bump there.
Brian's trying to be Mr. Nice Guy.
Driving, I'm sorry.
Can I get you to step out of the vehicle for me?
Yeah.
So he's having her step out of the vehicle.
Some days I feel like that OCD, and I was just cleaning and straightening up that damn before, and I was apologizing to him and saying, I'm sorry that I'm
so pretty.
mean. I'm sorry if I'm in a bad mood. I was really stressed. I had so much work I was doing on my computer this morning.
What do you do for a living?
Just quit my job because I travel across the country, and I'm trying to start a blog.
She's starting her blog.
So I've been building my website, so I've been really stressed, and I didn't really believe that I could do any of it. And you wouldn't let me in the car before.
Why wouldn't you let you in the car? Because you have your OCD.
So getting dumbed down. Yeah.
I hate that Brian wouldn't let her in her own car.
Why don't we do this? Why don't I sit you down in the back seat of my car? You're not in any trouble, okay? I'm not going to be putting handcuffs on you. You obviously don't have any weapons. I'm going to get you into the air conditioning, let you take a breath, relax a little bit.
Dude, trying to get my phone back by my mom.
That's
Parents of the missing
horrible.
woman from Long Island need help finding her.
Gabby Petito has not been heard from for weeks.
Petito disappeared
Great
while on a
intro.
cross-country road trip with her fiancé, Brian Laundrie.
So right now we are at Devil's Garden Campground, right?
Devil's Garden Campground, wherever that is.
The lady's like,
Oh, I kind of want to go there where those bathtubs
to
are.
be her career. Brian thought it was stupid.
Oh, there's her friend Rose.
She said, oh, Brian's home. He left her in the hotel and he flew back.
Am I able to talk to your son?
The laundry.
I knew something bad happened.
2 people went on a trip, 1 person returned.
2 people went on a
This
trip,
girl right
1
here.
person
This is
returned.
what matters.
I have to talk over the
On
music.
the television screen was Gabby. I was screaming. What did he do?
That's
Seems to be
Rose.
holed up with his parents, and he's not speaking with her family
Look
or
at all the people
investigators.
at the laundries.
New questions about his parents. What do they really know?
Do you think they're involved, your parents?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
imagine
I
if
think
it
that
was
was
their son
JLR.
that was missing.
Investigates.
Will her check on that guy? I think he's in trouble in the house.
The happiest people on social media usually have the darkest skeletons in their closet.
Happiest people on social media have darkest skeletons, Rose is saying. This should be a good one. Maybe I can do this with all 3 episodes if it's allowed. You know, I'm making it my own. I have my MacBook way back there. Sorry if it's hard to see, but you know, Netflix can be weird
everybody. It's
about this.
Friday the 19th.
Okay, it's Friday the 19th. It's a presser.
20. We're headed to the hospital. Nikki's out
Oh
of bed.
no.
Gabrielle will be coming out soon.
That's
There's
when
Joe.
Gabby was
There's
born.
That's right.
And the next time you see the film, we'll be running out the house going to the hospital.
See you later.
March 19th, 1999. Oh, this is heartbreaking because you see her. Oh, she's
Gabby
a baby.
was born March 19th, 1999.
Oh, look at her.
We named her Gabrielle Venora Petito.
Gabrielle
The
Venora
moment
Petito.
she came
into the world.
That's Nicole Schmidt, her
Loud.
mom. Look at her. We haven't seen these.
Ready to go.
Oh, Gabby's in the pool. This really humanizes
Fun
her.
toddler. Never stopped. She gave me a run for my money.
She's adorable. She looks like
I
herself.
was 20 years old when I had Gabby.
Okay, so Nicole was only 20
Joe
when
and
she
I
had
stayed
Gabby.
together till Gabby was about 6 months old.
Okay, her and Joe only stayed together 6 months.
Then we went our separate ways, but amicably.
They broke up.
Nikki and I realized that we were not good together, but we both
He's a good
agreed to
dad.
put Gabby's needs ahead of our own.
Oh, they put Gabby's
Been
needs
that way ever
first,
since.
ahead of their own. Oh, she just
When
looks like
Gabby was in
herself.
preschool, as soon as I gave her something to write with, she was drawing pictures.
Yeah, she was
Gabby
very
used
artistic.
to spread all of her artwork on our kitchen island, and she would just sit there for hours.
So that's Tara, Gabby's
Everything she
stepmom,
did always had like such detail.
and Jim, her
When
stepdad.
she got older, it came so naturally without even giving it any thought. She'd just be sitting there, and
Wow,
then
can you
look
see
down
this
10 minutes
artwork?
later, and she
It's
has
probably hard to see,
this
sorry.
amazing piece of art.
Wow, she was an amazing artist.
When Gabby went
And
to high
photographer.
school, she really fit in with the art community there.
I bet she did. Look at this.
When I met Gabby, I was a freshman in high school, and she was the grade above me. I remember
I don't know
being
who this is.
excited
Okay.
because she
Gabby
was
is
one of
Brian's
my first
friend.
girlfriends.
But it doesn't have her real name.
We were in a group, it was a lot of guys, so it was nice to have
there's
her
Brian
to
with
kind of
Gabby.
balance out all that high school boy energy.
Yeah, so they knew each other in high school. There's Brian.
A lot of our guy friends were the cooler, older group of kids.
Cooler, older.
Brian especially. He looked 10 years older than he actually was.
He really did look older.
I remember one
He
of
has
my
a
friends
guitar.
met him and was like, there's a narc in our high school.
Somebody
This
called
guy
Brian a narc.
Can't be 16.
Oh,
He's
he has
gotta be
his hair
someone
there.
undercover right now.
And he has like a beard. Yeah, he has like a full
Well,
beard
after
here.
graduation, Brian shot me a text and said, please let's get together. He was
Okay.
unsure of his plan for the next few months.
So after
He didn't
graduation,
want to go to college.
he didn't
He
want to
was
go to
working,
college.
just living to survive.
Just living.
After he
just
had graduated, he had everything
floating,
he
I
owned
guess.
in his car.
Hmm.
He was staying with our friend on his couch.
Was he living in
and
his
at one
car
point I was
after
just like, we
graduation?
have a bedroom. Brian stayed with us. We had
Brian
gotten very
stayed with
close.
this friend. National Bluebird Day. The bluebird is known for its beauty and the joy it brings through its songs, like how Doris Day sings in her classic Bluebird on Your Windowsill. There's a bluebird, there's a rainbow. The rainy days may come and go, but the clouds will soon roll away.
One
Don't
day,
sweat the small stuff, Bluebird. Happy
Brian
birthday.
and I
That's what
built a
Brian
desk
texted her.
in my room together.
Was
He had
this
left
his
a note
girlfriend?
in the desk. It said, you're
Oh.
either my best friend or the love of my life, and I'm too dumb to tell the difference.
So he didn't know if this girl was just friend zone
It was a
or
little
love
tricky
of his
because I
life.
saw Brian kind of like a brother.
She
you know,
wanted
very
to friend
close
zone him.
friend.
He was just a
And I think
brother
that's
to
kind
her.
of sort of the catalyst of when we kind of started to not grow apart, but we just weren't as close anymore.
Okay, so Brian must really loved her, but she's like, look, you're in the
After
friend
that,
zone, you're
he
like a brother.
decided that he was going
So this is March of
get a
2019.
townhome on Long Island.
So he's getting this townhome
Brian,
on Long
I remember,
Island.
tells the story about how Gabby was going to the deli.
Okay, Gabby was
Brian
going to the
spotted
deli.
Gabby.
Brian
pulled
saw
over,
her,
ran
pulled
up to
over,
her.
ran up to her.
Brian describes it as love at first sight.
Love at first sight. But they knew each other in high school.
And Gabby
Is this when
described it
they
as
met?
the same.
And Gabby described it,
It
as
was
the
like
same.
just thing.
Pretty unique. Oh, she was so gorgeous. Look at that.
Thanks, God, I remember.
Now you'll remember forever.
Look at you. Look at the sweetness to you.
Oh, that's good.
I think she really did love him, or this version of him. Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito.
I had heard about Brian while Gabby was in high school. Some friends that she hung out with were friends with Brian. I didn't realize that that was the same Brian
There's her tattoo.
until she reminded me.
Okay, so Nicole. Meet me at home. Gabby's on her longboard. Whoa, Brian says. That's so cool. Brian's laughing.
We would ask her, are you
athletic.
dating Brian? Are you not dating Brian? She's like, no, we're just friends.
So she was telling her stepmom
I have
that
this one
she was just
video
friends
of
with
Brian playing the guitar to Gabby before any of us knew that they were dating, and it was just like, looking back now, it's like, how could I be so blind?
So Brian was playing the guitar for Gabby. Oh, this is the famous scene we saw.
Yeah, we made it. We got the sunset.
Oh, it's different.
It's so pretty.
So pretty.
When I met Brian, I thought he was a little socially awkward, but very polite.
Quiet.
Socially
Quiet.
awkward. Brian was kind of
Shook your hand,
quiet.
looked you in the eye.
Yeah, I liked him.
He shook your hand, looked you in the eye. So
2019.
Joe
One day,
liked her.
Gabby came to me and
Liked
asked
him.
what I thought of her moving to Florida with Brian.
Oh boy.
I remember saying to her, well, I guess you guys are a thing now.
So Gabby.
She really hadn't come out and said, we're definitely dating.
Gabby told her mom, "What do you think
She said,
about
yeah,
me moving
Mom,
to
you know,
Florida?"
we're dating. He's my boyfriend.
She admitted, "We're
And
dating,
I was
Mom.
like,
He's my
it's
boyfriend."
kind of quick. Are you sure?
Ah.
The next day she was down in Florida.
Wow. The next day she was down
I
in Florida.
think Brian had something to do with that.
Oh, I think Brian had something to do with that, says her stepmom, like the rush for Gabby to move in with
On the
them.
road.
They made it.
Oh man, this is gonna be so much fun. I love that we have no obligation.
No obligations. No obligations whatsoever.
Dream.
Living a dream, Brian says.
Gabby had a little Nissan Sentra.
Okay, Gabby
I
had
was
a
like,
Nissan
you're gonna
Sentra.
drive that car all the way down there?
The weather's so nice. It's 91 degrees right now.
91 degrees
Talk
in
about
Florida.
you, baby, burning hot.
I went to the
Gabby's
greenhouse
calling Brian
that
burning
Brian had
hot.
worked at. And I said, oh, Brian used to work here. You know, he's one of my friends. And she goes, yeah, I remember the day he left.
I love you.
They had sat down, planned the rest of their life together.
They planned a
And the
life
next day they were
together.
gone.
Oh my god, babe, look at us. We drove
Remember
through
that window.
only the 3 worst fast food places that exist. But we made it. Look at this. We got all the lights going. Yeah,
That's their
there
place,
we
I
go.
guess. Maybe she just wanted to feel grown up and he probably pressured her. Florida welcomes you. December 2019. They'll talk about their first road trip, I guess. So they're somewhere in the ocean in
Brian
Florida, I
wanted to be in
assume.
Florida to be close to his nephews and his sister, Cassie.
Oh, Brian's sister,
Brian's
nephews.
parents were a little bit older when they had him. His sister was about 10 years older than Brian.
Oh, Cassie was 10 years older than Brian as a sister.
Gabby and Brian were living with Brian's parents, who moved to Florida too. At first, Gabby seemed to be enjoying it.
Oh, they're showing her Insta photos.
Brian's mom, Roberta, was sweet.
There's Roberta,
She would knit
Brian's
a lot, and she would make Gabby things.
Oh, that's sweet. She would
But
make
then
things for
started
Gabby.
getting comfortable and not treating her as nicely.
Oh, they started getting comfy, not treating Gabby as nicely.
Brian's mom was having problems with how much time Gabby and Brian were spending together.
Brian's mom didn't like
Her
how much
jealousy was
time.
definitely very odd.
His mom was jealous of how much time Gabby was
told me
spending
that
with
one
Brian.
night at the dinner table, Brian's mom was freaking out that nobody was focusing on her pie. I think she got mad and wasn't even talking to them.
That's so weird.
I thought that was really strange.
See, Brian's mom is weird. Okay, what does this say? Your mom's not in a good mood, so I don't know what's for dinner. Brian says a lot of days were like this when I was growing up. Gabby says I was just going grocery shopping. Brian said just say goodbye to her. And Gabby says, I know, I'm just nervous to walk out of the room. I feel like I did want something. Brian says, shaking my head. I'm ashamed. Say goodbye.
Gabby started to feel very awkward and was not
Roberta
comfortable
is
there.
weird.
Soon after, I received a letter in the mail from the post office that her address was changed back to
So
our
Gabby
address.
changed her
And
address
I texted
back
her and I
to
said,
her parents' address.
did you change your address back to home? Are you moving back here? And she said, no, I didn't change
Gabby
it.
said, anyway, I didn't
I said, so
fed
who
my
did
mail,
this?
but
And
we
she said,
have...
I think it was Brian's mom, but we don't want to talk about it.
Wait, you didn't do it, her mom said? Brian's mom changed Gabby's address back to her New York home address? That's a weird boy mom. She was totally jealous of Gabby, and she's freaking out over this pie that people didn't pay enough attention for. Okay, here's Rose Davis. Gabby's friend. She's talking about in 2020. Gabby reached out to her.
What's up?
You seem fun as hell. What's up?
Not much.
Rose said, not much.
I'm just interested in everything. What's up with you? And it was the same. Not much. Watching Joe
I think they met on Bumble BFF.
Boyfriend.
Gabby and Rose.
Just said that sounded amazing. We started messaging each other.
They started messaging.
From there, we were together at least twice a week.
And they hung out twice a week. So that's really cool. I really got to talk over this music because I don't want YouTube to pick it up. So let's la 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 la. They're making TikToks and all that stuff. I don't want this music to make this video not come up. So sorry. I will just tell you they're just talking about hanging out and turn off the music, please. Blah 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 blah. Nobody. She worked at Domino's as a delivery driver, and Gabby would just sit in the car with Rose and ride around and everything like that. And stop recording me, Gabby says. Oh my goodness, will they turn off this music? I hate when there's extra music like this on that YouTube might not like. Are you worried that I'm going through something, Rose said? Because this is for breaking. She saw bad in everything, but Gabby is making Rose realize that she should be seeing the good. Never had somebody make me feel so important, Rose is saying, and that my life mattered. Okay, finally. I think the music is over, sorry. Phew. Oh, somber music playing now. God, it's gorgeous down there.
Brian wants to meet you.
So Brian wanted to meet Rose. They were hanging out so much. Brian's probably jealous like his mom.
We were all going to the beach together. And he kind of just sat back there and read his book.
So he just sat back
and I hung out. It felt like a parent was watching us on a play date. It was very weird.
Rose said Brian was like a parent watching her.
I do remember coming home and saying to my mom, she's like, how was it? How was her boyfriend? And I was like, he's a really nice guy, but there is something off
There's
about
something
him.
off about him, Rose could tell.
That just started becoming more and more clear as our friendship progressed.
He probably got that from his mom's Brian vibes.
Very dark
Brian
side
has
of him.
a dark side of him. Is that his car? It looked like the Mustang. Oh no! She's shooting him. Oh my goodness. Is that a real thing? I did that in the woods when I was in Florida. Oh, look at his artwork. The Joker, hell, everything's so dark in his artwork compared to Gabby's. Oh, we've seen this video a lot. There, he's giving her a piggyback ride.
When I was around Gabby and Brian, they seemed like...
So they seem like this loving couple to people, but
when Gabby was with just me,
when she was alone with Rose, Brian was manipulative.
I waited an hour and a half for Gabby so we could go line dancing.
So they were going line dancing.
30-40 minute drive.
30-40 minute drive.
So I was like, what is taking us so long?
Rose is like, are you okay, Gabby?
Gabby had gone right near my house and
made
then
it
realized
to
her
near her
ID
house.
was not in her wallet.
And then realized her ID was
Back to
missing.
the house.
She went back to the house Brian had it, I'm sure. Hey, yeah, oh my God, sorry, I was fighting with Brian.
I'm so sorry I'm running late.
I'm on my way. Brian stole my wallet. He stole my wallet, literally mine. I don't know why I'm sorry.
She was so upset. She kept saying, you're fighting. I'm like, why?
Right.
And she just started sobbing again. No explanation. And I'm like,
Gabby
this
was
doesn't make
crying
sense.
a lot. And Rose is like, why? We're just trying to go line dancing. There's Brian giving a little flower. Little set of flowers to Gabby. Oh, here's the train. Sorry, I'm just going to let it go.
Treat her. But then you do this amazing sweet thing that she's like, no, I'm lucky.
She said she was lucky.
I don't deserve it.
She thought she was lucky. She thought
Gabby
she didn't
had
deserve
one
Brian.
strongest
She really did a number on her head.
But when it comes to somebody that you love and believe is going to be the person you're with for the rest of your life, and they shower you with all these amazing things, it can make you blind to see, oh, he was just making you cry earlier today. He was just making you feel like unworthy of his love, just to then turn around and be like, look what I did for you.
Then the love bombing, then the honeymoon phase. Now we're on to July 2020. Gabby and Brian dating 1 year and 3 months. Maybe this is when they got engaged. Let's see. You see a campfire.
Brian reached out.
A friend says Brian reached out. He was just so happy.
Told me that he was planning on proposing.
Yep, this is the engagement.
Grand.
He told her.
They went away somewhere
They went away in the middle of nowhere. He told his friend. There's a big lake and deer and wildlife.
And they just said, this is so beautiful. What if we just get engaged
This is so
here?
beautiful. What if we just get engaged here?
He got down on one
He
knee.
gets down on one
He
knee.
was proposing with no ring.
He was proposing
A
with no ring.
firefly landed on her ring finger.
A firefly
He
landed
said
on her
that's
ring
how we
finger.
knew the
That's
universe
how we
wanted
knew.
us to be together.
The universe wanted us to be together.
Because
You're right. But God didn't.
nature wanted us to be together.
Nature wanted us to be together. Oh, that's so weird. A firefly landed on her ring finger. You can't plan that. So that's when they were engaged the first time, but they're going to
I
break up.
saw a post on Facebook
No,
from
her mother's
Brian's
finding
mom.
out.
I remember texting Gabby right away and I said, "Whoa, you're engaged?"
So Nicole's like, "Whoa, you're
And
engaged?" After
she
seeing this
told me,
Facebook
yeah,
post from Roberta.
Brian proposed to me while we were camping. It was really sweet. And then I said, "Well, where's your ring?" And she said, "Oh, I don't have a ring yet. We'll get one." I
Yeah,
immediately
Gabby said
asked
she didn't have a ring yet.
Joey, and he had no idea.
Her parents had no
Brian
idea
never
Gabby
asked
was engaged.
for
Brian
Gabby's
never
hand.
asked for
So that
Gabby's
was a little
hand in marriage.
shocking. She didn't want to tell anybody. I thought that was really strange.
She didn't want to tell anybody. That
I
is
was
strange.
dumbfounded, to be honest. I really wasn't ready for that. I wasn't
Rose was
expecting that
dumbfounded.
at all.
In the beginning, Gabby was excited and happy.
So first she was excited.
But as time went on, she kind of lost that excitement.
They had other plans.
She lost that excitement.
They wanted to travel. They
over
were
this
set on
big
it.
engagement.
They were like, we don't care when we get married. We just know we're going to get married. Let's just start living our lives.
So they were like, okay, we don't know. We don't need to set a date. Let's start living our lives. Okay, Gabby Petito's journal entries and text messages are brought to life in this series in her own voice, using voice recreation technology.
Ford Transit Connect.
Oh, that's so cool. They're
going
using
to have
AI
so much fun designing and
of
building
Gabby's
this van
voice.
together. Even though our plans
Petito
got pushed
van,
back
2012.
like wedding/baby plans, I'm very happy.
She decided
Wedding
that she
and
wanted to
baby
take a
plans
road
got
trip
pushed
with
back.
a van to start a van life vlog.
There's the
She
van
had
life
this
vlog
drive
starting.
to have a legit YouTube channel and a lot of
Yes.
followers.
She really.
We
if she could
decided to
see
convert it into a little
what she
camper,
created.
downsizing all of our belongings and moving our humble abode on wheels.
Okay, she
Money that
downsized
had
all
to
the belongings.
come and pay for that. So Gabby was working at Taco Bell.
So Gabby got a job at
She
Taco
enjoyed
Bell
it.
to
She
pay
really
for
liked
this
the people
trip.
she worked with.
She started working like
Ooh,
50
she was
hours
working
a
50
week.
hours a
She's
week.
like,
She was a
I
worker.
have to tell them to have a taco-tastic day, and I love it. And I'm like, you're so weird.
She had a
but
goal.
Okay.
That's so cool.
So she
did
would work
so
and then hang out
amazingly
with
on
me.
YouTube.
That's when Brian started feeling neglected.
So Brian's feeling
and having this
neglected.
possessiveness over Gabby.
Has this possessiveness over her. Brian, I'll be happy when I see you, but I'm so pissed right now. Something he
Just
said.
completely
Okay, well, I know.
disregarding
Sorry.
anything that made Gabby happy.
With all those low lives. Oh, he called the Taco Bell people
Especially
low lives.
reaching out to her mother.
I don't know why you had to turn into them effing disgusting,
was
Brian said.
Gabby's
That's
working
abusive.
really late every night and she's hanging out with these people and they're bad. And I believed him.
He called her mother. Please, please, please forgive me. I'm calling your mom, but I'm effed in every aspect of my life now. I just wanted this week to go smoothly. I'm crying so hard in the dumb effing bathroom typing this, and I know you love me, and I'm so sorry. I worry you'll leave. It's just something. No, honey. I didn't want you to be sad today. I love you so
But
much.
she
I'm
loved
sorry. He's just gaslighting the heck
So
out
she was
of
like,
her.
I'm making him cry. I don't
will
deserve
never
him.
leave.
I'm hurting his feelings. I'm a bad person.
He was really doing
And
a
he
number
wanted her
on
to
her
feel that
head.
way.
I'm crying right now, but it's okay. I was just saying how it's so crazy. I was alone for so long and was so happy. No hate, Gabby said. All love here. She's busy working, making money. Why
Enjoyed
isn't
her
he
feeling
working?
that way because then she depended on him again.
Yeah, she really depended on Brian.
Trusted him again.
She trusted Brian. Hey, honey, I don't want to keep bothering you. My texting you how much I love you, but I really miss you. I'm sorry I've been so anxious. I'm really trying to focus on getting our life together so that we can hit the road. I'm definitely getting a lot done. Working on the van right now. Oh, man, you took over the Spotify, but you can something. Sorry, I just got service back, Gabby said. I tried to text you.
She
Relax.
started to open her eyes.
Ooh, before van life, she started opening her eyes.
Just please stop crying and stop calling me names.
I know.
You in pain is killing me.
Gabby was constantly over at my house and kind of getting more frustrated.
Okay, Gabby says, don't try to control me because it only makes me mad. I love you so much, but it's the way you speak to me that hurts me
I
most.
think it was all clicking
he's
for
calling
her
names.
the more it went on.
Yeah. Oh, look at this. Wow, look at this artwork. It's amazing. It's like
and the more
cut
her and I were
glass.
together and talking and having a good time, she actually felt more independent.
Yeah, Gabby felt better
And
hanging
that's
out
when
with
he
Rose.
was like, okay, I gotta do something to change this. Let me isolate her.
Yep, and then he
I get her
isolated
away
her.
from her job.
Yep.
I get her away from her friend. She only has me.
Typical abusive behavior.
And then next thing you know, they were gone.
And they were gone. June 2021. Wait, is this the first road trip?
Gabby and Brian pulled up with the van.
I think this is the first
Brian
one.
didn't say much. He seemed very
preoccupied.
When they were leaving, we walked us to the driveway and I gave Gabby $200 and I said, this is just for gas or emergencies or whatever. And she was like, thanks, Mom. And then she started crying.
Gabby started crying.
And I was like,
with
what?
her mom.
What's wrong? Why are you crying? And she's like, I don't know. So I gave her this hug and I'll never forget how tight she hugged me, so tightly, and it was just the best hug ever that you could get from your kid. Like, it was just a squeeze. And I remember saying to Brian,
this is the first or the second
you
road
take
trip.
care of her, keep her safe. And he looked at me and he smiled and he said, I will.
There they go on the road trip. On July 2nd, 2021, 1 year after their engagement, Gabby and Brian took off on their van life journey. See, I still don't know if this is the first or the second one because I know they did 2 trips. So here's some never before seen footage. I'm grateful. Hopefully you guys are watching this on a big TV or something. Okay, they're getting ready. I'm gonna go. I'm Brian. They have the raw videos. Think I look alright, he says? Alright?
Hi, I'm Brian.
And I'm Gabby.
And this is our Ford Transit Connect that we've been living in. And we thought it was finally time to give you a tour.
So we have the behind the scenes footage.
We do another shot.
You can do another shot, you think he said.
So we are currently in the Salt Flats.
Salt Flats.
The
Salt
ground
Flats.
here is so hard. Oh wait, I just like totally cut my face out of that entire shot. The ground here is so hard and crunchy. It is so open and beautiful
I
here.
don't quite know where they are. Maybe this is
I'm
the
going to go and plug in
road
a
trip.
jackery while Brian makes us some dinner.
She's plugging in a jackery. What's that? Brian's making dinner.
Got the water boiling.
Got the water
It's
boiling.
nice that it's so sunny here. We have the jackery charging. It's pulling like about 60 watts right now.
Like a solar power
so
charger.
That should be able to charge all our devices.
Charge the
We're
devices.
starving, so I'm super excited to eat. And I think we're going to try and get some work done.
Look at a jackery.
Editing.
Editing. That's cool. Editing's a lot of work. I don't want to edit this at all. She did a lot of good work.
With the vlogging, Gabby was excited, but she knew it was going to be a lot of work.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and
The great
set up the
drone shot she
and
did of
my
the van.
phone.
But she wanted this vlog to be her career for the time being. So she wanted to get it right.
She did an excellent job. I mean, for her first video, the one that's gotten millions of views, and I've got a body cam video too, of the woman who interviewed her.
There had to be a good one in there.
Deputy. I should link
Oh,
to
it's
it
not
below.
waving at me. Just want to get a really good shot of it.
I know. I'm gonna get a drone.
It's fine because I'm gonna cut all this out anyway.
So she's got her drone up, going up, and yeah, it's that pull away shot, like, and Brian standing at the van. So she's practicing and everything. She had
Baby, come here.
pure
I
raw
want to
talent,
make this video.
natural talent, just a gorgeous girl.
I think that my favorite part about everywhere we've basically traveled so far is I've only had like maybe 2 mosquito bites. The flies are driving me nuts, but I'd rather flies than mosquitoes for sure.
Those flies, something about those flies was so eerie. They talked about flies when they were stopped in Moab. Ambient music playing.
Early on, Gabby told me that Brian didn't think the vlog idea was a good idea.
I hate him for discouraging
He thought
her
it was
vlog
stupid.
idea. He's thinking it's
Stop being
stupid.
gas, and I just said it like 100 times saying that. Alright, so
on gas. They're really hungry.
We're almost to our destination, so I went in the back and grabbed our little tray.
Oh my god, yeah, you should have seen that. That was like a 7-year-old driving that 4x4. What? Side by side.
I think a big reason Brian didn't want her to do the vlog is because I think he was worried that the truth of everything would be on footage. There's that possibility that he says the wrong thing or reacts the wrong way while she's recording.
You know what is my absolute favorite part about the van? The fact that we have this nice big open floor for you to keep your dirty feet.
See that look? She's joking about his dirty feet.
Would get into arguments.
So they would argue behind the scenes. I remember that shirt. I don't know what she said. So life isn't all
What
great.
else did I want to say? I was like making points before. So I was like, well, if you even knew how to edit on iMovie at all.
If you even knew how to edit on iMovie at all, it'd be so much easier. She told him. They're fighting over the light. Oh, what a nightmare to be alone
When you're
with
living
him
on the
a
road.
trip.
It, in a lot of ways, gets romanticized, especially on social media.
Van life can be romanticized. The lighting is weird, she said. I want to get in those mud tubs, wherever those are. Look them up.
Right now, we are at
Mystic Hot Springs.
Every few weeks, we'd have a FaceTime and recap on what she's done.
So she would FaceTime with
I
Rose.
noticed Gabby distanced herself a decent amount from me,
But then
and I
she
don't know
distanced
why.
herself from Rose and she didn't know why.
It's so pretty.
It is a beautiful view.
Brian right there.
He was in good shape, really though. Just kind of cut, muscular. You know, he would climb those rocks.
This
Oh, that's that
young,
eerie photo.
in-love couple
where he
having the
has his
time of their
hands like
life,
here.
traveling.
Yeah, that one. That's like
People really
eerie.
want to see the knit and grit of it.
Yeah, they just want to see the lovely aspects of van life.
I feel bad I'm always on my phone. I should give Brian more attention.
Oh, why does Brian need so much attention?
He loves me so much, I don't deserve it.
She gassed her head up thinking she
I'm
didn't
lucky
deserve
he
him.
sticks with me.
I'm lucky he sticks with me, when it was really the reverse. He should have been thanking God he had Gabby and treated her so much better and not isolated her on this road trip, just being so jealous, possessive, alienating her. They're at Devil's Garden Campground somewhere.
I did bring the tattoo machine.
Tattoo machine.
So,
I think I saw they got those tattoos.
this is so awkward. It's so awkward to talk to a camera.
She thinks it's awkward. It's late, it's dark,
I
he
can video
says.
whatever I want and then film the image.
Right. She can video whatever she
I just
wants.
think that she was trying to convince herself that everything was okay.
Yeah. Of course. People do that. You want your relationship to work out. You know, you love a person and then you don't want to go through this bad breakup. You don't want them to act the way they're acting. I'm sure she didn't. Oh, there's the photo. That makes me, okay, it was photo on Gabby's phone. That makes me really sad where she has like, it looks like blood smeared. Now, did that happen at the Moab stop right before?
I'm right on the corner.
Well, they're going on the Moab, Utah stop
We're
now.
driving by and I'd like to report a domestic dispute.
And different people reported this. At least 2 people.
Gentleman, where's it at? 5-6 years.
Mm-hmm.
They just drove off. They're going down Main Street. What were they doing? We drove by and the gentleman was slapping the girl.
He was
slapping her?
Girl, he was slapping her?
Yes, and then we stopped. They ran up and down the sidewalk. He proceeded to hit her.
He proceeded
hopped
to
in the
hit
car,
her.
and they drove off.
Hopped in the car and drove
white
off.
van.
It was a smaller van.
It was a smaller van.
Was a Ford
model transit, they're saying.
White Ford Transit. All right, I will let somebody know. Thank you.
See, I don't think it got translated to the officers who stopped them that the witness, one of the witnesses saw Brian slapping her or hitting her. So they didn't have all the information right away, unfortunately. And that's why they were able to kind of Brian schmooze them, you know? And Gabby's crying.
It isn't perfect. Okay,
But I don't know if she had cleaned this off.
All right. Can I get you to step out of the vehicle for me? Yeah. I'm so sorry.
Stepping
Oh, no,
out.
you're fine.
And he's like, I'm so sorry. If only, I can't imagine her parents watching this.
Hey, we got a call about a male hitting a female and the two of them getting in this vehicle and taking off.
Sorry, I don't want to try and defend myself for saying anything here, but I pushed her away. She gets really worked up, and when she does, she swings and she had her cell phone in her hand, so I was just trying to get her away.
He's just trying to push her away.
And he would have me in the car before.
Why would you like in the car? Because you
Told me
pushed
I
your
need
OCD.
to calm down. Yeah. But I was perfectly
hard.
calm all the time. And
She's really upset.
me out, and I just, it's rough morning.
Oh, rough
Why
trip.
don't we do this? Why don't I sit you down in the back seat of my car? All right. Just go ahead and take a seat.
So yeah, we got all this body cam. The two officers and I went and got the female officers finally body cam from the park ranger. So I will link to that below. But she talked to Gabby a little more, but the audio is horrible in that one.
What's that? Yeah, I just spoke to her.
He called Gabby his fiance.
Step out of the vehicle, alrighty?
He's just trying to play Mr. Nice Guy. I just tried to get her off me. Mr. So innocent. Yeah, I've never hurt her. He really just gaslit these cops too.
So, tell me what's going on.
She just gets worked up sometimes, and I try and really distance myself from her. So like I locked the car and I walked away from her. What happened this morning is that she's trying to start up like her own little website blog and everything. So I give her time.
Little website blog.
We really had a nice morning with everything. But
you want to tell me about those scratches on your face?
She had her cell phone in her hand. That's why I was pushing her away. Because she wanted. I left the keys so I could walk away. I said, let's just take a breather. Let's not, go anywhere. Let's just calm down for a minute. Work up. And then she had her phone trying to get the police to back away. I was trying to. I know I shouldn't push, but I was just trying to push her away to go. Let's take a minute, step back, and breathe. And she got me.
He makes me
What's
so
your name?
angry.
Gabby, how old are you? Did you get
She's
hit in the
only
face?
22.
Kind of looks like something like hit you in the face. And then over on your arm, shoulder, right here. That's new, huh?
She's covering for him. Did you get hit in the face? She doesn't answer.
Did he hit you? No, I mean, it's okay if you're saying you hit him. I understand if they hit you. You're supposed to want to be actually hit you. Because, where did he hit you? Don't worry. Hang on.
So she said, he grabbed my face.
Away and not get hit. And then I got really loud and that's why everyone's attention where I was going. Back up, get away, just give me a...
Okay, so you said you pushed her to create some distance, obviously, right? What happened after that? What got the scratches on your eye?
So has he been drinking?
No, we don't.
They don't drink.
What was up with this driving? I saw that he did a curve while you're driving.
Look,
While he was driving, you were hitting him?
I'm not.
So you pushed her.
She's stuttering a lot.
She was...
She's trying to take the
It
blame.
wasn't like a push and she jumped on me. She was already, I don't know, she was already swinging, man. I was pushing. Yeah, a lot of angles, a lot of nails, a lot of things. Yeah, you got scratches in your neck. You got one on the left side of your neck.
And he probably scratched himself.
I said I kind of fucked her up, there's no
She's saying, hit the curb.
Is it bruised or tender or anything like that?
No. Okay, I'm fine. I look at it. I hope she doesn't have too many complaints about me.
Oh, you're the victim of a domestic assault, even if you...
Calling Brian the victim of a domestic assault now. That's the part that was so angering.
No, you can talk to her. She seems like a sweet girl, 22 or something. Has a lot of anxiety. From what she's claiming, she's the full-on aggressor here.
She's claiming she's the aggressor, taking all the blame.
You're gonna have an event day, it sounds like.
Okay, that's the video I got from Melissa Holt. Deputy. The Campton Devil's Garden. I'll link to this below.
A beautiful campground, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is the part she's trying to call her mom.
I can find out. Give me just a minute. I'm gonna close this. Take a deep breath, okay? Stay right on there.
It's difficult.
Gabby called me crying and upset.
So Nicole got the call.
She said that her and Brian had an argument. I asked her what happened. She said Brian had locked her out of the van.
I hate that Brian locked her out of her own van.
She said, oh my God, it was just stupid. And it kind of brushed everything off.
So she minimized
How far do you want to go with
everything.
this? Like, the reason why they don't give us discretion on these things is because too many times women who are at risk want to go back to their abuser, and then they end up getting worse and worse of the treatment, and then they end up getting killed. In no way, shape, or form that I can perceive that this is going to digress into a situation where he's going to be a battered man. Right? But then again, I don't have a crystal ball. Everything she's saying was like she is the primary aggressor. Now, I'm looking at a 110-pound female. She's not a threat to him.
She's not a
More
threat to
than
him.
a slight abrasions on her fingernails. I don't care if you use the actual letter of the law to not charge. But I also don't care because it literally does possibly make perfect sense to go full-on domestic assault in the whole thing.
You should put Ryan in
Make a
jail.
decision yourself. I'd rather pay for the decision I made than a decision I didn't. Another option is to not charge them and separate them for the night. If they find themselves together again, what is it to you? You separated them. You provided for his safety.
Provided for his safety. What a
He does
joke.
have marks on him. Normally we take people to jail, but he's trying to work it so you can just have the van tomorrow.
And Gabby didn't want to be separated
Have
from
anxiety?
him. She's not used to driving a van.
There's not? What is it?
No, like, we're a team, please.
She said we're a team.
You tend to have a lot of anxiety and stress.
A lot of anxiety.
It's just like trauma bonding, really.
You know you have anxiety. Look at the situations you can get in. You know what I mean?
It's
All right,
just
Brian,
like
couple things.
she was codependent on him, I
Couple
think.
things. One, I got your hotel room tonight.
And he gets the hotel room for the night.
outside. So I'll be outside. And you're gonna be in a hotel room watching TV. It's probably gonna be once you actually have to sit down, relax, and smoke conditioning and watch TV. But when she's passing on her love and saying good night and stuff like that, all that independent stuff that I do to my wife too, okay? So I think you should go just
This guy.
It was a silly argument. It was going to get what?
A silly argument where it came to putting hands on each other and he's got Mark. Silly arguments shouldn't involve hurting each other. I know you didn't, that wasn't the intention, but silly arguments shouldn't go that far.
Gabby's so upset. Brian's laughing.
We'll get her out of here and I'll get her right over. Alright?
He gets a ride to the hotel.
Don't text each other tonight. He wants to pass on the same message you passed to him. I'm really looking forward to talking to you again, but I told him and you, unless there's earth-shattering emergency news, don't text tonight, okay? Even with the good nights I love you. He's saying good night now. He's saying he loves you now. And you guys can talk tomorrow morning, okay? He's gonna go to the hotel. I'm gonna give you the keys to the van. Alrighty?
Just gonna show her driving away.
Also, something I want you to know. There, stand over here real transport. If you go over to City Market, they have a list of places where you can get yourself a shower for like $4 or $5, something like that. It'd be pretty cheap. A place where you can shower, decompress, de-stress a little bit. Alrighty?
Yeah, I just showered yesterday at one of those.
Well, you didn't have today happen yesterday, so it does my wife wonders. So when she gets stressed out, it's like, get in the shower. Get in the shower. Go take a shower, relax, take some time to yourself. And like I said, don't text each other tonight. Text each other tomorrow morning after your eyes open up and you're fully awake and come here with your morning routine.
I wonder
okay?
if they really stayed away from each other that night.
Okay?
That's the part where she's gonna drive away. If they show that part, I know I saw it.
What's that?
Oh boy.
You like it?
I was wondering if you could play your own personal music.
Heck yeah, dude. I got my own phone hooked up to this thing. Yeah.
I just want to make sure you're going to get out.
There it is. The part
Okay.
where she drives away.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have a good one.
Oh, it was so haunting.
She seems a lot like my wife. My wife has really, really bad anxiety, and she takes medication for it daily, and sometimes it's just not enough. And things that really works for my wife is when she gets stressed out to go take a long hot shower. So I gave her a place to go where she can get a shower tonight for like $4 or $5, really cheap. We're gonna come in here and we're gonna come talk to
I mean, why not give Gabby the hotel room? Make Brian take the van. I know it's not maybe registered to his name, but give Gabby
This
the
is
hotel
Brian
room.
Laundry. Alright. So he's gonna get you all set up with your hotel room. Alright. Alright. And like I said, just remember my requests. I think it'll make a big difference in your guys' next couple weeks at the very least.
I really appreciate it.
That other cop, the other one with the beard, he's the one who said, I'm desperately effed that she got killed. He had that later in his testimony, and he had some trouble with his own estranged wife in terms of domestic.
I spoke to Gabby that evening. She said that her and Brian just were told to spend the night apart, that that's what they do in situations like this, just to cool off. I said, I don't like you being alone in your van.
Right.
Where's Brian going? And she said, oh, they're taking him to a hotel. I was like, why is he going to a hotel and you're in your van by yourself?
Right.
And I was still in shock and like, you need to come home. Let's just end the trip. And she said, Mom, I promise everything's fine. We're just going to continue the trip.
As a mom, I'd want to say, end that trip too. Or I'm coming to get you, or come home, or something. But I know those cops, hindsight is 20/20, but now this can be a learning lesson for these domestic stops and how to read between the lines, how to read, beyond what the charming charmer is trying to tell you what's going on. Gabby, I'm sure I'm the last person on the planet you want to hear from.
Gabby.
Who's texting?
And
August
I called
22nd.
She and Brian had gotten in an argument.
Oh, Gabby's ex-boyfriend. I didn't know about this.
The phone call was a cry for help.
Jackson. Oh, the phone call was a cry for help.
I think she was wanting to get away, but just didn't know how to do it.
She was trying to get away from him. August 22nd.
She wasn't sure of what he would do or what he could do.
That's like, what, 5-6 days before he ended her life? Brian ended her life? Okay, that's the end of the first one. Oh, Phil McGraw. Okay, I'm going to pause this so we can talk about that a little bit more before the next one starts. Yeah, let me just say next episode and pause, because I want to really see, let's see what YouTube does with this. Oh, my hair. I was going to braid it up while I talk to you, but that went really quickly. So that was like about 46-ish minutes, and I want to put this video up raw. I want to see if all this fair use commentary will be okay with YouTube. We'll see. Sometimes with Netflix stuff, it's a crapshoot. But I didn't realize it was like 3 episodes. I've been looking at myself, and I got to remember to look at the camera. That was really good so far. I love all the behind the scenes stuff. And I didn't know that Gabby reached out to her ex-boyfriend. I don't know if we ever knew that before. Oh, this is a great documentary. It really can help in terms of how abusers, how they can really pull the wool over some people's eyes. And Brian really pulled the wool over the eyes of the cops in Moab. How he's like, relating, hey man, you got Rob Zombie in here. Oh, you can listen to whatever you want. Oh, awesome. Oh yeah, I was pushing her away and all I saw was like nails and rings and she had her cell phone. So he's pretending like, this little girl was scratching all over me. I really believe Brian probably was like scratched himself and scratched before the cops got him out of that car. So he had to make up for, like, I don't know when he caused all that. It was like blood stains, or, it looked like blood stains. Like, he did something to her face, but obviously Gabby kept holding it in. He just did a number on her mind. And to tell you the truth, like, being a young girl and not having experience with these diabolical personalities, you can see why Gabby was bonded with him in a way, was codependent on Brian. I get it. I totally understand. I've been through, thankfully, not everything Gabby went through. But, it's so heartbreaking to see how Brian called her names. He kept isolating her. He took her away from New York, from her parents. He took her down to Florida. What's up with that weirdness with his own mom? I mean, that's really crazy. Roberta, I remember reading about that. Roberta Laundrie was so mad because people didn't make a big deal out of some pie she made or whatever. And she's all jealous that Brian's spending all this time with Gabby. And remember that weird note she wrote Brian? Like, I'll put a file, if you go to jail, I'll put a file in the cake, or I will do a shovel. I will create a shovel, or, I'll bring a shovel and something and everything. She's trying to make it seem like, oh no, I really didn't mean that. And she even, remember that Bible verse she wrote, but she switched it up. I'd have to look in my old videos and link to it below. for that note, she wrote something about it was Romans, but instead of like focusing on God, she was focusing on Brian. It was just real weird. That's a strange relationship there. And obviously Brian adapted the ways of his mom, that sick relationship, that sick bond where it's like she's bonded with her son in a way you're not supposed to be. Like mom and sons, of course, have great relationships a lot of the time if it's meant to be. And then when your son gets old enough, to have his own girlfriend, go off, get engaged, get married, you let that go. You like, oh, great, I'm gaining a daughter-in-law. You're not gaining like competition that you need to like, oh, that was so weird. The way Roberta changed Gabby's address back to New York. In essence, I wish Gabby could have moved back to New York. And then when Gabby was working all those hours at Taco Bell and Brian sending her all these things like, you're hanging out with lowlifes and so jealous, calling her names, gaslighting her. Oh, I'm crying right now, Gabby. I'm crying. I haven't seen you, blah, blah, blah. He's calling her mother to say, oh, Gabby's hanging out with lowlifes at Taco Bell. No, she was working 50 hours a week hard to save money. So Brian's home working on the van. And I think, did he work in Publix too? I'm trying to remember. This is great. This first episode is great. I hope I get to do this with the other two if they go through okay, if I'm adding enough commentary, if I'm transforming this enough, if I'm making it, transformative, fair use enough. We'll see. If I talked over the music loud enough, we will see. Sorry, I know it can be annoying, but this is the way I have to do it for YouTube. So check the links below to that Moab officer's body cam footage. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I put that on YouTube yet. I think I did parts of it. We'll see. But I just know her body cam footage was really hard to hear compared to the men. Their body cam footage was better to hear. But oh my goodness, it's a learning lesson. It can really help, younger people, because Brian obviously adapted some bad ways. And what about them shooting that gun? That was a trip too. And the way Brian ended his life. Some people still believe he didn't end his life, but I believe he did, even though it was with the opposite hand. He was normally, I have to remember all my videos I made about this. He was, I think he was right-handed, but he used his left hand to end his life. Maybe he did that just to try and throw people off. Who knows? What a sicko. He was totally possessive of her. And I believe at the end, I honestly believe that she finally said, Brian, enough. She probably was like, I'm done with you. I'm flying back home. And I think that's when he ended her life and then came home without her. Anyway, let's get ready for the next episodes. Let's see how YouTube does with this one. The first episode was great. I want to see what Gabby said to her ex-boyfriend. She was probably reaching out. She said, oh, I know I'm the last person you want to hear from. But it was likely a cry for help. It gets to a point, and I can only imagine, where, she tried and she tried and she tried to work it out with Brian. Like, I remember this. I was thinking when I was her age, I was involved and with my ex, and I thought, he's had a rough life. If I love him enough, like, just naivete. You think this way sometimes as a young girl, young lady. If I love him enough, he will see. I should undo my keys so they won't keep clinking here. But if I love him enough, it'll show him like the love maybe he didn't get when he was younger. And so Gabby might have been trying to show Brian, oh, let me love you in a way that, your mom didn't, or your parents didn't, or whatever you're missing. And naively you think, oh, of course, all that love will make up for whatever he's lacking in life. And he'll see, but unfortunately, some people, it doesn't work. It just makes them worse. It makes them want to control you. It makes them want to isolate you. So if you are watching this, anybody, young man, young woman, whomever, if a person's calling you bad names, if they're trying to take you away from your friends and family, if they're gaslighting you, talking about, oh, if Gabby's just off working 50 hours a week at Taco Bell, there's nothing wrong with that. And he's guilting her for that. if they put hands on you, you can see how Gabby had that whatever blood. I don't know what the injury was. The cop saw some kind of a scratch, I guess, on her. So all these things combined, if they just don't make you feel good, if they're, you know, fighting with you only to love bomb you later and say, see how much I love you, all these things are just such red flags. They're horrible red flags to let you know, okay, let me get away from this relationship. And I always wish what I could have advised Gabby to do was to secretly fly away from him if she could have made arrangements behind his back. That Whole Foods video, they'll probably show that coming up. I think that's the last time maybe they were caught on video, unless, I love all the raw footage. She must have just had it on her phone or in her Google account somewhere that her, you know, family was able to put in this documentary. I'm glad her stepmom, her stepdad, her mom and dad, bio mom and dad are in this. And the friend Rose, the other friend, Brian and Gabby's friend, I don't know who that woman was, and Gabby's ex. I'm glad all these people are giving their insight. We'll see who else, you know, turns up. But I wish Gabby could have gotten away. I wish she could have, when she made the decision, and this is why I tell people, don't confront an abusive mate if you can. You know, Gabby probably said, and this is in no way victim blaming, but she had no idea he would do what he did to her and claim, oh, he was just trying to get her out of her misery because she fell, and all that elaborate lie. No. I wish Gabby could have just sneaked away from him, booked a flight, just called her mom on the sly and said, please book me a flight, and somehow gotten away from him and gotten to an airport, or just taken her own van and left him stranded. Hey, whatever. I wish she could have gotten away from Brian. But what most likely happened in my mind is that she likely confronted him and said, I'm done. And with his possessiveness and controlling nature, and knowing he would never find anyone as good as Gabby because she was too good for him, he chose to take her life because he didn't want anyone else to have her. And then he had the nerve to drive home to his parents' home, and they covered for him. You know, they didn't ask, where's Gabby? Or if they did, they lawyered up. You know, that's where everybody was going off on those laundries. Anyway, I think that's enough commentary for this first wonderful episode. Let's see how far we can get with episodes 2 and 3. Maybe I'll try and do them the same way. If YouTube doesn't like it, maybe I won't do them at all. Let's just see what fair use transformation I'm doing here. It's very important. This Gabby Petito Netflix documentary is very important. I'm glad they did 3 episodes. I'm glad they got so many people to give their input, because this is a learning lesson. I mean, already Joe Petito has talked about just how many people have said, look, I left my relationship because I watched what Gabby went through. So her death will not be in vain. Her beautiful artwork, oh my goodness, her talent, her raw talent. I think Brian didn't want her on YouTube because he knew how successful she would be. He didn't want, their private lives exposed, most likely, because people would pick up on his weirdness, his abusiveness, his alienation. And part of me knows Brian knew the world would fall in love with Gabby, and they would tell her the truth. They wouldn't be calling her names and like he did and downplaying her and this stupid little blog or whatever he called it. She had raw talent, and he knew, uh-oh, if the world gets this and she blows up, she'll be leaving me. So, and she was like promising, I'll never leave you. It's just sad. Of course she had so much love to give. We all do. Unfortunately, she just gave it to the wrong guy, and she didn't know he would turn into this evil monster. It's crazy how they called him a narc, because he looked older than everyone else in college, or rather in high school. He didn't go to college. Okay, I'm going to end this here. Let's see if I can upload this and see what happens with this video, and then we'll go from there, and hopefully I'll be able to do parts 2 and 3 in a similar way. Sorry it has to be so far back, but you do what you got to do to try and make it fair use, to try and make it fair, to try and get it on YouTube. And let me know what you guys think of this documentary. Okay, take care. God bless. God loves us all. In Jesus' name, let's move forward.